welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do, as you can see from the title, 26 in 26. I did record this a while back, however the footage seemed to get corrupted, so here we are, we're doing it again. I know we're in March and some of these have now already been ticked off. I also did my March TBR and that also got corrupted, so something happened with my memory card. So I did pull them out of the jar with TBR prompts. I cannot remember what those prompts are now. So I will just tell you what the books are that I will be reading in March. So 26 in 26. So the first book that I want to read is Voidwalker by S.A. McLean. Now this one is like a fantasy sci-fi type book. The idea being is that the female main character, she has the ability to be able to walk through voids or create voids. They're in this society whereby they have territories that are divided, and they have the Dayari who rule those quarters, and they are, it doesn't really allude to what they are. It sounds like they're it calls them like monsters or carnivorous. I kind of think that sounds very vampire-ish to me, but I don't think it is. There's like something there where they basically prey on the population in order to be able to survive, and they have this like almost give and take society. Something happens and she comes to the notice of Antle, who is the main male character in that territory that she's in. It's interesting because there are like that, it sounds like there is some technology, so it's not strictly like a high fantasy type book, but there's other things at play. So that one I found really interesting. I've got the special edition from Illumicrate, which you will have seen in my unboxing video, and it's a beautiful copy, and it's one that I've had my eye on for a while because it's a book that I've been interested in, and it has been on my like my wish list TBR for quite a long time as well. The next one then is Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. That is the third book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy, and that will wrap it all up. Do you know what? I've not read the second one I read so long ago that I think I've kind of forgotten what happened. But Ruin and Rising is the third one in Shadow and Bone. Then we have Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. I've heard a lot of things about it and I cannot remember. Let's quickly open what it is, the synopsis. It's one that I see recommended quite a lot. So the synopsis for Piranesi is, Piranesi, or Piranesi, lives in the house perhaps he always has. In his notebooks, day after day, he makes a clear and careful record of its wonders, the labyrinth of halls, the thousands upon thousands of statues, the tides that thunder up staircases, the clouds that move in slow procession through the upper halls. On Tuesdays and Fridays, Piranesi sees his friend, the Other. At other times, he brings tributes of food to the dead, but mostly he is alone. Messages begin to appear, scratched out in chalk on the pavements. There is someone new in the house. But who are they and what do they want? Are they a friend, or do they bring destruction and madness, as the Other claims? Lost texts must be found, secrets must be uncovered. The world that Piranesi thought he knew is becoming strange and dangerous. The beauty of the house is immeasurable, its kindness infinite. Like weird, right? Yeah. Alchemy and a Cup of Tea, which is the fourth book in the Tomes and Tea series by Rebecca Thorne. I just want to finish the series. I bought it, I pre-ordered it, I just haven't got around to reading it. The Night Prince by Lauren Proudfreeman. As you saw in my unboxing the other day, that is the next one in the Wolf King, I want to say trilogy, because I think there's going to be another one after this. I don't think it's finished yet. And I got that as a Waterstones pre-order, so that is the one I want to read. Again, as I think I mentioned in my bookshelf tour, I'm nervous to read it. Because I want it to be really good, but then I've had like little spoilers here and there, and I just don't know. Direbound by Sable Sorensen. That's one that I've had for a while. Again, I bought that. It's a Waterstones signed copy that I've got. I saw, was it Covers with Cassidy? I saw one of her shorts the other day that said it's basically Fourth Wing with wolves. So I feel like that's going to be one that I pick up sooner rather than later. We've got Quicksilver by Callie Hart. It's another one along with Brimstone that I've had for quite a while, sat on my TBR, that I haven't got around to, so I'm trying to eliminate those ones that have been on my TBR for a long time. I've heard good things, I've heard bad things. I haven't been sure about like romantasy for a while. I've kind of dipped out and done a bit more sci-fi and a bit more fantasy, but I've read some more romantasy recently, and it's kind of piqued my interest again. So Quicksilver's on there. Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Again, I've had that book for years. I've had that book for probably about 2 years. Just quickly checks the when it was printed or when it was published, and it was like, no, it was only a year ago. But again, it's one that I've heard good things and bad things. I hear there's a lot of controversy about it being plagiarised. I think that was the one that's plagiarised from Red Queen. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I haven't read Red Queen either, so I kind of want to do like a comparison between the two. But it's another one of those books that I don't really feel like I can have an opinion on until I've read it. Then we have Rebel Witch by Christine Ciccarelli. That's the second one in the Crimson Moth duology. So I've read the first one, haven't read the second one yet. So obviously you'll find a lot of these are finishing duologies or finishing trilogies or reading the next one along, because I've had them for a while and I just haven't got around to them. Operation Bounce House by Matt Dinniman. That's literally just come out. It's not related to the Dungeon Crawler Carl universe in the slightest, but I got it on a pre-order with Waterstones again, so I'm interested to see how that one is. That's more of like a sci-fi. I know they're a bit more sci-fi anyway, but this one's based upon like a colony planet, and they are basically being issued with an eviction order, and the eviction order is coming to them with people that are using mechs as avatars, and it's turned into like it's been gamified by a corporation. So it sounds quite an interesting one. Kind of similar to Dungeon Crawler Carl, but a little bit flips, I think. But yeah, so that one I'm quite looking forward to reading. The Eye of the Bedlam Bride, which is the 6th one in the Dungeon Crawler Carl universe that I need to read. They're getting progressively bigger though, and it makes me nervous. The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. It's another one that I've had on my shelves for a while. It's one that I've seen everybody recommend. Like Lexi, aka Nearly Nova, highly recommends it. Anybody that reads it seems to be like enchanted with it. They think it's the best. So of course that's on. And I've also got as you know from my bookshelf tour, I've got like the Shadow edition, I think it is, from Waterstones, and it's one that I've been intrigued with. It's another one I've put off though because I don't want to be disappointed, but it's got to be read this year. Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. I have got the pre-order for the next one coming, so that's got to be read like now so that I can read the next one along. Let's just read the synopsis quickly. It's a romantasy one. It's one where there's like supposed to be kingdoms and there's monsters, and the female main character is used as like an alliance, like a bargain chip with one of the other kingdoms, and there's like supposed to be a legendary monster killer. Forced proximity, arranged marriages, part of an alliance kind of story, but there's supposed to be monsters. It's very intriguing. It's a massive book though. Metal Slinger by Rachel Snyder is also on my list. It's one, as you know from the bookshelf tour, I've had that on my bookshelves for a while. I have pre-ordered Lightwielder, which is the next one along, so again it's one I want to read. It's supposed to have quite an interesting magic system. I think the thing that I'm finding frustrating about Metal Slinger, it's another romantasy, is that everybody talks about there being a twist, and that it's one of those things where I wish people just wouldn't say that there's a twist and then would just leave you to discover it by yourself. I know it came out last year or the year before, but by saying there's a twist, it feels like you're going to read it waiting for this twist to occur. But again, this is another book where they've got powers and there's the magical system. I've heard that she's grown up on almost like this weird sort of island on the sea type thing. So I don't know if it's going to have pirates or anyway. That one I've always found intriguing, but I'm a bit annoyed that I already know there's a twist in it. Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. So it's a series that I wanted to start. It's a West African inspired. You're supposed to be a young adult fantasy, which is supposed to have like dark magic in it. It's supposed to be in a world where magic has disappeared, and we've got like the main character that's able to bring it back, as much as I can remember about it anyway. So number 16, we're on to number 16 now. We've got Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I've had the book series for a while. I think there's one more coming. It's one that I've been nagged at to read quite a lot by my friends that have read it. They said, you know, why haven't you read it? It's another sci-fi. I think it's like more of a young adult fantasy sci-fi. And I know it's supposed to be almost like this chosen, it's not a chosen one, but it's like the one person that rises up against this regime that seeks to push down the lower members or the lower classes. So interested to read that one as well. I think the first one's quite a small book, but again, there are other ones that get progressively bigger that make me nervous. So when you look at the series in its total, you're like, that's a big series to read. So number 17 is This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El Motar. I'm sorry if that's wrong. And Max Gladstone. It's one that I've had in my on my Kindle for a while. I bought it quite a long time ago. It's supposed to be like a time traveling love story, and it's one that again I've seen people either love or hate. So I'm not sure how this one's going to go. So the synopsis is: among the ashes of a dying world, an agent of the Commandant finds a letter. It reads, "Burn before reading." Thus begins an unlikely correspondence between two rival agents hell-bent on securing the best possible future for their warring factions. Now, what began as a taunt, a battlefield boast, grows into something more, something epic, something romantic, something that could change the past and the future. Except the discovery of their bond would mean death for each of them. There's still a war going on after all, and someone has to win that war. That's how war works, right? Again, it's one that piqued my interest, and it's been on my electronic TBR for a while. Then we've got Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. It's another one that I see recommended and people talk about a lot. I have another Samantha Shannon book further down. This one isn't supposed to be, it's supposed to be epic fantasy. The synopsis is an enthralling epic fantasy about a world on the brink of war with dragons and the women who must lead the fight to save it. Next one then we've got Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. I haven't read any of Jay Kristoff's book. I've been intrigued for a while. This series has been on my physical and my electronic TBR for a while. It's another one that I want to pick up. Then we've got Silver Elite by Danny Francis. I've got the next one pre-ordered, which is something Dove or Dove something. This is the one that's got a little bit of controversy around whether or not it was written by AI, because nobody knows who Danny Francis actually is. I've got it in the physical book. It's another one that's supposed to be like a romantasy. It's dystopian. People say that if you like Fourth Wing and you like The Hunger Games, this is one that you should also like. The main character calls Ren Darlington. Ugh. Some of these names are very cliche. I think this is why people think it's AI. And she's got psychic abilities and is supposed to aid the rebel uprising. It feels like it's a little bit like romantasy by numbers, but another one I feel like I have to read without having some sort of opinion on it first. Neuromancer by William Gibson. This is supposed to be the forefather to anything that's cyberpunk related. So as somebody that loves reading sci-fi, I feel like I need to read it. It's the first thing that mentions the Matrix. It's from the 80s, this book, the 1980s. So I have that on a physical copy, and it's been something I wanted to read for a while. Got Vicious by V.E. Schwab, which is part of the Villains trilogy. Again, it's one that people talk about and I've seen bandied around, and I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with V.E. Schwab. I know some people like some series and some people don't like others. So this is one of the series that I want to read next. Another series I want to read is The Jade City by Fonda Lee, so that's on the list. I've also got The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. So you'll see there's a lot of series here that people mention a lot in the fantasy or the romantasy worlds, and I haven't read them yet, so they're on my list. The Secret Society by Donna Tartt. This is supposed to be one of the first dark academia books that everybody cites as being perfect, but I've seen people not like it as well. So it's another one that I need to read. And then I also have Scythe by Neil Shusterman. That has been on my electronic TBR for a while. It's another one that I've seen a lot of people read. I think it's supposed to be a bit more of a dystopian future again, and it's supposed to be another young adult. So I've got a little bit of a mixture of like sci-fi, young adult, fantasy, romantasy, all on here. And there's a lot of series to start reading that I haven't read yet. So my March TBR jar picks, I cannot remember what they were. I picked 6 books in total. I think one was one that had a number in, so I picked The Second Death of Locke. I think one was like my most recent added to my TBR, one of my most recent, so I added Operation Bounce House. One was, I don't know. I picked Ruin and Rising for the next one. We had Quicksilver. I think that's one that had to include a colour, so we had Quicksilver. I think one was supposed to be a special edition, and I picked Void Walker. And then I also, something that I've been putting off on my TBR, I think it's something that was on one of my oldest books on my TBR, which is Game of Retribution, which is the Hades Persephone saga, but I think this one is specifically the Hades side of it. So my March TBR is The Second Death of Locke, which is one of the special editions that I got. Operation Bounce House, another one that I got in my recent TBR, one that I got in my recent video about unboxing. Ruin and Rising, Quicksilver, Voidwalker, and A Game of Retribution. So that will bring us to March. I think for March, I was going to do like this big quarterly review of the books I've read. And while I think I'm still going to look at those, what I'm also planning on doing for March is actually just bringing you along throughout the month to make it more of like a vlog style. And then I can just hopefully remember to talk about my thoughts of the books as I read them. We all know how that goes, so we'll see. But as usual, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next week.